These long dog days of summer, I mean, we just made it through a heat wave. Mama was parched through this heat wave. I was hitting up Dunkin' every single day, and I will continue to probably for the rest of my days, but especially this summer. Dunkin' is helping everyone stay cool this summer with its lineup of refreshers. These drinks are packed with bold, fruity flavors and served ice cold. It's amazing. Dunkin' refreshers are the perfect afternoon pick me up. I like to start my morning with them personally, and then sometimes I go back for a second one because I'm just feeling crazy. They come in a variety of delicious flavors, including fan favorites mango pineapple and strawberry dragon fruit. And then for a limited time, there's black cherry and there's pink pineapple. I'm going to tell you something right now, and it's a bold claim, let me tell you, but I stand behind it. Pink pineapple will change your life. It is so good. It has me feeling like I'm sitting in a pool, resort side, just living, honey. It's so yummy. Try your favorite flavor with green tea, sparkling water, lemonade, or Dunkin's all-new limeade. I haven't tried the limeade yet, but I'm going to. Usually I get my drinks made with green tea and occasionally lemonade, but I do really like the green tea. Or if you don't want to build your own, try one of Dunkin's curated refreshers like the Cherry Lime Ricky or the Ultimate Pink Daydream. The Cherry Lime Ricky, scrumptious. I could drink like 3 of these a day. They're so freaking yummy. Head to Dunkin' today and find your favorite refresher. Dunkin' refreshers contain less than 1% fruit juice. Limited time offer. You know what's really terrifying? That unfinished college degree lurking in the background, just sitting there, waiting for you. That's where Southern New Hampshire University comes in. With flexible online degree programs, there's no commuting, no rigid schedule, and no more excuses. Plus, they have some of the lowest online tuition rates in the U.S. Visit snhu.edu/morbid to learn more before your degree becomes just another story about what could have been. Every good detective needs a partner to support them on important cases. Think of a State Farm agent like your sidekick, there to help you along the way in your search for coverage. State Farm can help you choose the coverage you need, whether it's for your home, car, boat, or even RV. With so many options, it's nice knowing you have help finding what fits for you so you can get back to solving all of life's bigger cases. Go to statefarm.com or use the award-winning app to connect with a local agent and get a quote. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, weirdos. I'm Alaina.
I'm Ash.
And this is Morbid. We are back with more Lizzie, guys.
What the fuck is up?
What the actual fuck is up?
This time we are recording from the safety of our pod lab, aka Alaina's laundry room, and I have never been happier to be here.
Even though this house was also from the 1800s.
But do you know what? I rarely feel spook vibes here.
I feel like any spooks I feel in here are very like pleasant spooks.
Yeah, they're just spooks.
I just dig them. I'm into them.
We coexist here in this haunted house.
We do. We cohabitate with our spooks, so
My
that's
house,
fine.
We don't cohabitate. We do, but it freaks me out.
Yeah, you can get some scary vibes in there, but not in here. In here, it's nice and pleasant.
Yeah.
But you know what was not pleasant? I personally was like really invested in this one case that happened to come to a really bummer ending this week. And I just wanted to briefly talk about it.
I can't let myself get into cases like this because I always know that it's never going to end how I want it to.
I don't know why I held out so much hope for this one. I think so this is the case of Camille McKinney. I'm sure a lot of you were also following this case because I know a lot of you were tweeting about it with me. And this kind of went like crazy on Twitter. People were really hoping that this absolutely beautiful and precious 3-year-old from Birmingham, Alabama was going to be found alive and well. Unfortunately, that was not the case. She was missing, I believe it was October 12th. She was gone for 10 days. Ugh. Even though 10 days went by, I was still holding out hope that they were going to find her or that, I don't know, wishful thinking on my part.
Well, you always hope for the best, especially in a case like this.
Exactly. And she was just so precious. I was like, please find this poor, precious little baby. Okay.
It's unfathomable to me, cases like this.
It really is. And she was, I think what really got me is I'm sure a lot of you saw the surveillance footage that was shot outside of the birthday party where she was abducted from. And the surveillance footage shows two people walking by her and another little girl. And one person walks by, the next person walks by and starts talking to the little girls.
Oh my God.
And then they follow him out of the frame. And watching that scene, I mean, I have 3.5-year-old twins. Watching this little 3-year-old just walk off with this guy, my heart sank into my toenails. I swear. It like, it's playing over and over in my head now,
I couldn't even
knowing
watch it.
because she was found yesterday not alive and in a dumpster not far from where she was abducted.
It is the most fucked up place that you could put a human, let alone a fucking child.
Just throwing her away like trash just really gets me. And now seeing that CCTV footage of her just bouncing out of the frame with this stranger, and now knowing how it ended, it's gut-wrenching. That's the only way I can describe it, is it gut-wrenching to watch now. And they did arrest 2 pieces of absolute fucking shit that they think did this. One of them is Patrick Stallworth, and the other was Derek Arisha Brown. And both of them, as far as I'm concerned, can fucking be terrorized in prison for the rest of their lives.
150,000%.
Like, they might go for the death penalty for them, which honestly,
I don't even want them to get it.
I think we've said before, I'm definitely in a gray area with the death penalty. I don't really stand on either side. I think I take it case by case.
Me too.
I could get down with the death penalty for them because I want them to die.
Oh no, I want them to suffer every single fucking day of their lives.
That's kind of where I am now, though. Like I'm like, you know what?
Every single second of every single day, I hope that you feel like an ingrown toenail.
Exactly. I hope that hemorrhoids ravage them for the rest of their days.
Canker sores even.
Both. I want them to have hemorrhoids in the south and cankers in the north all day,
Yes.
air day, till the end of days. And I hope they both live to be 120 years old and they just feel that all day, every day.
And they can only have orange juice because orange juice makes canker sores worse.
It's true. And I hope that they...
I hope they have fucking ravenous heartburn.
Absolutely.
Every day.
Every day. So...
And gas pains.
And gas pains, exactly. Basically, this is an awful story. We will cover it at some point because although I don't like to cover child cases, as we've said a million times before, and we don't really cover a lot of them, we will hit ones that I think and that Ash thinks are important to tell the story. Like usually it's we feel some kind of connection to it, and Camille just like tore my heart out. So I feel like her story absolutely needs to be told, and we will tell it at some point, but we're going to tell it when we have more information, because right now we don't have any information. We don't know anything about what happened to her. I'm horrified to find out, but eventually we will. So I just wanted to let everybody know that, that will come into a future podcast and that it's a real bummer. But now that we've talked about that awful scenario, I think we should talk about Lizzie.
I think you mean Lizbeth?
I do mean Lizbeth. Sorry, I got remiss because we're not in her home anymore.
Well, don't be remissing because you don't know what we brought back here.
Oh, girl.
Just kidding.
I don't love that.
But I'm just saying to you.
Well, I think when we last left you, Lizbeth was being arrested for the murders of Abby Borden and Andrew Borden.
Yeah, and she was inappropriately dressed at the funeral.
She was.
Same.
Quite like you.
Me too, sis.
So right before she was arrested, what led to her arrest was that there was 5 days of closed inquests where she had to take the stand every single day.
Ooh.
She didn't take the stand a lot during her actual trial, but during these inquests, she had to. Now, the issue that really came from it was that no one could account for where the hell Lizbeth actually was during the murders.
Mm-hmm.
Was she in the barn? Was she picking pears? Was she ironing handkerchiefs? Was she fucking churning butter? Was she painting a still life photo of a pile of pears?
Yes.
Was she using one of those old-timey spinning hoop things that people used to run around with for fun? I don't know. None of her answers were matching with Bridget's, who had testified earlier, and Bridget gave like concise, consistent testimony. Never changed for a second.
She was like, by the way, my fucking name isn't Maggie.
Exactly.
It's me, Bridget, and I'm here to tell you what the fuck is up.
It's me, Bridget. I'm here. I got the goods. Listen
Straight
to me.
up with Bridget.
The 411 with Bridget.
Bridget's podcast.
Bridget's podcast.
Moody's Point. If you don't get that, I hate you.
I love it. So basically what was happening was Bridget gave all this testimony about what she was doing and what she saw Lizzie doing. And Lizzie's was never lining up with that. And Lizzie couldn't even keep track of her own stories that she was telling.
She was on hella morphine.
She was, but it's curious that she would say a story and then they would ask her the same question literally a minute later just to confirm.
And she'd be like,
and she would give a
"Nah."
different one. So it was like, yeah, but you literally just said this 10 seconds ago. Like, how are you already giving a bad?
And she's like, because I'm high out of my face right
Because
now.
I am on a space level right now.
Dizzity stone.
I am intergalactic right now, guys.
Chilling on Mars. How about you?
Again, Bridget and Lizbeth were the only two technically in the area in the house when Abby and Andrew were murdered. And technically, I think Lizzie was really the only one in the house. Bridget was outside washing windows most of the time. So this is when John Morse was interviewed. Now, if you remember, John Morse was the maternal uncle of Lizzie and Emma.
So Lizzie's and Emma's birth mom's brother.
Exactly. And I mentioned this in the first episode, but if you forgot, he had been staying with the family for a couple of days doing business shit with Andrew. He had woken up that morning and he had left to go visit relatives. He had a really weirdly detailed, recollection of the morning.
An alibi.
Yeah, he got himself out of the house way before the murders, and he did.
Before even breakfast, right?
Yeah, he didn't even eat breakfast with them. He pieced.
Which is interesting.
I believe he even pieced before Andrew left for work. So he was out of there. At least we have that, and we know that. But he said he was visiting relatives from 9 to close to noon that day, and he remembered things like the number of the street carriage he took, the words and the number on the conductor's hat of the train that he was taking, and he also remembered the names of 6 priests that he chatted with on board the carriage.
Which is very interesting.
Now, he never gave the names of the priests,
Oh.
but he said he remembered them. I mean, that's just a thing.
You would think the follow-up question would be,
What are their
were they?
names? No. Now, of course, they were thinking at times that like his answers seemed weirdly detailed and he seemed to know exactly where he was at every second of that moment when they were being killed, but they could never tie anything to him.
Mm-hmm.
So they really didn't go further with it because, I mean, maybe he just really wanted to make sure that they knew that he wasn't anywhere near there. The judge declared her probably guilty.
I would say you're like a solid 8 out of 10 guilty.
Yeah, like you're slightly guilty, I feel.
Probably definitely guilty.
Yeah, I'm going to say probably guilty on this one. And that's when she was officially arrested on August 11th.
You know that feeling when you come home late from work and those puppy dog eyes just pierce right through your soul? Or when you're packing for a trip and your cat refuses to leave your suitcase? Yeah, we've all been there. Pet parent guilt is real. And you know what? It's completely normal. That's exactly why Hill's Pet Nutrition exists. They understand that being a pet parent means being human, with all of our imperfections and daily juggling acts. Hill's science-led nutrition helps you give more love than humanly possible. Whether it's those long work days or trying to balance attention between multiple pets, Hill's Pet Nutrition gets it. They've created science-based nutrition that supports your pet's lifelong health so you can feel confident even when life gets hectic. Because you're only human, there's Hill's. Science does more. Ready to let go of the guilt? Find the right food at hillspet.com/podcast. That's hillspet.com/podcast. Chilling crime cases are mysterious, but finding coverage shouldn't be. With the State Farm Personal Price Plan, you have options and can personalize your plan to help create an affordable price so you can get back to cracking all of life's bigger cases. Talk to a State Farm agent today to learn how you can choose to bundle and save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Head to statefarm.com to get a quote. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
So once she was arrested, she was sent to jail like a legit criminal would be. And she spent 9 months in a very tiny cell. That's a long time.
I don't like that.
Especially for some high-class broad that was used to living in a big fancy house with servants and shit. Now she's living in a tiny cell in the county jail.
No thanks.
When they came to arrest her, they said she was chill as fuck. No emotion, was just like, yep, sure. They offered to read her the arrest warrant when they arrested her, and she was like, no, I don't need to hear
don't
it.
waste my fucking time.
Because I think she was like, I know what you're here for because I murdered my parents. It's cool. After being arrested, family members of hers did start talking, and some of them said that they thought she and John Morse were responsible together.
Ooh.
So there were family members that were like, yeah, she probably did it. There were also all kinds of protests on the other side, though. And remember, she was involved with many charities and groups like we talked about.
She fucking taught Sunday school.
She did. She was a Sunday school teacher. All of these groups backed her initially because they were like, no, she couldn't have done this. These groups also claimed that she was not going to have a fair trial because women weren't allowed to serve on juries at that time because only those with voting rights were able to serve. We were not given voting rights for quite some time.
That's a bunch of bullshit.
Exactly. Now, this made me think of in the Lizzie Borden house, there's a photo in the sitting room.
Yeah.
Of the jury for her trial, and they all went down to like picture people, and they all sat and got themselves a fucking group photo of the jury.
And then didn't they give it to Lizzie as a gift or something?
Yeah, they like gave it to her as a gift. It's the most bizarre shit I've ever heard. And when you look at the photo, you're just like, huh, what's odd here? And it's just
not a single fucking woman.
It's just a bunch of fucking old white dudes just all smiling on a jury.
Having a grand old time.
Yeah, it's great. It's definitely a fair trial. Now, the trial began June 5th, 1893 in New Bedford, and there were very divided opinions all around. Some people thought she was super guilty, and they were 100% sure that she was guilty. And then some people were like, no way is she guilty. And there were all kinds of reasons behind this.
It was the original OJ trial.
It really was. It was really intense.
Totally kidding.
It totally was. It was that kind of vibe, though. It was that kind of like really severe opinions
Like
on
both
either side.
sides.
Like no gray area. I don't think anyone sat in the middle and was like, maybe, I don't know. They were like either yay or nay.
I kind of sit in the middle of this case.
I lean, and we'll just, actually, you know what, I'm going to wait till the end because we'll talk about what we really think at the end. But basically the defense was that there was no real murder weapon that they could tie to the crime because all the hatchets and things that they were given from the house, they said there was no blood on them. But let's think about this for a second. It's 1893. They don't have luminol.
Yeah.
They don't have any of these tests to determine. So if she just simply wiped that blade clean, there's no blood on there. You don't see it. It's not there.
That is true.
So there could have been fucking copious amounts of blood on there, and she just wiped that shit clean. So there's no murder weapon that they can tie to the crime, without a doubt. And they also were going off of the fact that they said a woman could not have killed her parents with a hatchet because that's man shit.
She wasn't able-bodied.
That is some man shit.
That's so fucking rude.
Basically, they were like, women poison people. That's if they're going to kill anyone, which women don't do that.
No.
But if they did,
never.
they would do some passive shit like poison.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, a woman gets madder than any fucking person in the world. And if I'm mad at you, maybe I will beat your face in with a hatchet.
It's true.
I'd rather do that than poison you.
It's true. And
if I ever get arrested for beating somebody in the face with a hatchet, I'd like you to delete this audio clip.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Everyone remember that.
Okay.
Now, I also think that she did try to poison them. I think
so too.
I think that vicious illness they all got was because she put only a tiny amount of
She
whatever.
really didn't know how much to put in.
Yeah, I think she put a tiny amount, wasn't enough to kill anyone, but they all got viciously ill. It wasn't working because, again, she tried to go get the prussic acid later. didn't get it. And when she couldn't get it, I think that's when she was like, I got to do something.
She was like, I'm pissed the fuck off that none of this is working, and I hate you.
Yeah. So I got to do it. So I'm going to use a hatchet. Now, the judge determined after this inquest that she was probably guilty and that she should remain jailed until a superior court trial. So she stayed in jail more. More. So she stayed in jail she said, more jail for you, Lizzie. Then it was brought before a grand jury in November. This is when the jurors convened to hear the case and reconvened on December 1st. And that's when they started hearing all the testimonies from all the witnesses and all that good stuff. One of the biggest ones was Alice Russell. She was kind of a bombshell testimony. Remember, she is Lizzie's good friend. Mm-hmm. We talked about her in the first part. She was the one who Lizzie sent Bridget to go get once she discovered her father's body. Mm-hmm. Now, Alice was the one that went up with Bridget and found Abby as well. She also watched Lizzie burn a paint-covered dress on the stove the Sunday after the murders.
Paint-covered.
Now,
air quotes.
Exactly. Many, many air quotes. Now, she had originally been one of the witnesses to testify at the original inquest in front of a grand jury, but she had not told them that one important piece of information, the one about the dress.
Because she probably had like a little conflict of conscience.
She definitely did.
Conscience.
They had asked her if all the dresses in the house were accounted for after the murders, and even though she was racked with guilt, she said yes, they were.
Ooh, girl.
Well, her guilt ended up becoming too intense for her, and so she requested to come before the grand jury again and tell that information because she didn't want to hold it in anymore. Mm-hmm. She literally called them and was like, I'm freaking the fuck out. I have this information and I know it's really damning and I need to tell you.
Judge.
I gotta tell you. The grand jury indicted Lizzie the next day after she told them this.
Oh, come on.
So Hosea Knowlton was the Bristol County District Attorney. And he was apparently a super badass. If you look at a picture of him, he just looks like an old-timey badass.
Love that for him.
Love that for him. He really gave this case his all because he really believed she was guilty. The medical examiner testified that Abby was killed between 9 and 10:30 a.m. When Knowlton asked where Lizzie was during this time, she said she was ironing handkerchiefs that morning. And when he asked her how long she did this for, she said, quote, I don't know, sir. So she didn't have an alibi for the time of Abby's death. Ooh. She could not place herself anywhere. Now, this is from the official transcript. Knowlton said, where were you when your father returned? Lizzie said, I was in the kitchen reading an old magazine that had been left in the cupboard, an old Harper's magazine. Now, this is bad for Lizzie, because when Bridget was asked about Andrew returning home, she said that he had trouble opening the front door because it was jammed and it was locked. And she tried opening it for him. Bridget did. It was after he had rang the bell to get everybody's attention. Mm-hmm. And she was having trouble opening the door. And she swore. And I think our tour guide said she swore in Gaelic. And she said once she swore, she testified that she distinctly heard Lizzie laughing from the second floor. So she definitely wasn't in the kitchen because we were just in that house. You can't mistake where someone is.
No.
If they're upstairs, they're right upstairs from the front door. If she was in the kitchen, that's across the way from the front door, way across.
And if she heard her laughing, chances are she was at the top of the stairs.
Yep.
Right outside of the bedroom where Abby lay, fucking brutally killed.
Exactly. So if she heard her laughing, that's where she was.
Woof.
And if she had heard her laughing from the kitchen, you would know you heard her from the kitchen because it's like across the house from the front door.
Right. She probably wouldn't have heard her.
Exactly. So again, this places her upstairs right in front of where Abby was murdered, right in front of the guest room. They told her this was bullshit. They were like, that's bullshit because that's not matching up with shit. And they asked her again, are you sure you were in the kitchen when Andrew arrived home? And she said, quote, I'm not sure if I was in the kitchen or the dining room. So Knowlton said, did you go back to your room before your father returned? He was basically trying to get her to slip and say she was upstairs. Mm-hmm. She said she had because she remembered carrying laundry up to her bedroom. So
wouldn't she have had to pass the guest room?
100%. So now Knowlton's like, so you were upstairs when Andrew came home. You just told me you weren't.
Right.
And she said, quote, "I was not upstairs when he came home. No, sir."
It's like, girl, where were you?
So he then asked her a bunch of other questions before circling back to the question of where she was when the bell rang. She answered, quote, "I think in my room upstairs." Fuck, Lizzie, you just fucking lied. And then you confirmed Bridget's testimony, but then you lied again and flipped it all. Like, you're not making any sense.
And you're just confusing everybody.
Every single time he asks this question, she
You're in a
answers
different
differently.
room.
Yeah.
She's
So,
like, come to think of it, I was in Wisconsin.
yeah, she's like, you know what? I was on a space level. I was intergalactic at this moment.
Actually, I think I was on a cruise.
I was on a cruise to the Caribbean, okay?
Okay.
So he was like, quote, "So you were upstairs when your father came home?" And she said, quote, "I don't know for sure, but I think I was."
Girl.
Lizzie.
But again, she was on an ass load of morphine.
She was, but again, you shouldn't be doing that.
No.
It shouldn't be, because this is basically, were you upstairs? No. But were you upstairs? Yes. Were
Are
you
you
upstairs
sure
though?
upstairs?
No. But were you upstairs? Sure was. Like, it's literally like,
He's
nope,
like,
yes,
I'm
nope,
so
yes.
confused. I don't even know which question to ask next.
He's like, I am just using all of my law skills right now
He's
to
like,
not.
I agree, you're probably guilty.
You are definitely guilty. So the next day, she was wishy-washy again about whether she saw Bridget washing windows or not, and about where she was again.
She's like, you know what? Maybe Bridget did
She's
it.
like, you know what? I bet it was
Who the
Bridget.
fuck is Bridget?
Who's
I thought
Bri-
that girl's name was Maggie.
She's like, we got a fucking Maggie live in our house. Who's this Bridget bitch?
like, fuck.
Fuck.
She did it.
Bridget did
It
it.
was Bridget.
Maggie didn't, but Bridget did. So she said she was saying she went to the barn to look for lead for fishing poles. But Knowlton was like, well, there are no footprints in the dust in the barn, and you were definitely not in there. And also, your fishing poles don't even have lines on them, so they can't be used. So why were you going to find fucking shit for your fishing poles that can't even be used?
And she's like, because I fucking was, Jose.
And she was like, I just did.
That's
Okay.
actually where the term "no way Jose" came from. Is this
Is this testimony?
He's like, were you there? And she's like, no way, Jose.
And he was like, my name is Hosea Knowlton, actually. It's in the transcripts. Go read it. There was also something the police said. They said that there was a bucket of bloody rags
Ooh,
in
sis.
the home when they got there. And when they were like,
Did she say she was on her period?
yo, Liz, what's that about? She wasn't like, oh shit, I don't know what that is. Because that's what I would do. I'd be like, I don't know what that is. Maybe the killer left it there.
Yeah. What did she say?
She was like, I'm menstruating, guys. That's just my bucket of bloody menstruating rags.
That is foul.
Now, of course, at that time and today, most men are going to be like, ew.
Motive.
No, they're just going to go, ew. I'm not going to ask any further about that.
He's like, and that's all I have, Judge.
And that's literally what the police did. They were like, "Kay, don't want to even touch that." So those bloody rags were never, I mean, what they're not going to test them for anything because
Right,
what the
'cause
fuck are they testing
they
for
don't
in
have tests.
1893? But she just literally was like, "Oh, that's just my period rags." And they were like, "Okay."
Bye.
It's like, dude, those were probably the shit she was wearing when she murdered them, and she just threw it in a bucket
I mean,
and nothing was done about it.
good for, I mean, I don't want to say good for a murderer, but like,
But she
clever.
thought on her feet, man.
She's like, yo, they're not going to ask me further about my menstruation.
And one thing, that's the thing. One thing, and I'm calling her Lizzie now because I'm going to be honest with you. I think she's guilty.
Okay.
But one thing Lizzie was really good at was reading the fucking room.
Mm-hmm.
And
The room full of men.
Exactly. And she knew what she needed to appear like at that time. And she needed to appear like a helpless woman with the
On a period.
I don't have the constitution. I'm so fragile. I couldn't do this. I have the vapors. Like, she literally
The vapors.
she would walk in there with a fan. Like,
I just actually pictured
just-
her vaping.
she was
Lizzie hits her jewel pod mid fucking
You would.
testimony.
you would, you
It's
fucking
like,
young millennial.
Hold up, Jose.
She's like, vaping what? No.
All of a
but-
sudden it smells like grape Kool-Aid in the
And
fucking room.
everybody's like, this is delightful. She didn't do it.
I cracked myself
She
up.
smells wonderful.
Everyone's like, shut the fuck up, Ash.
This episode is brought to you by SoFi, the all-in-one finance app where you can bank, borrow, and invest all in one place. Let's talk about bank accounts for a second. The average bank savings rate is 0.39% in interest. You're earning pennies on your savings, and it doesn't have to be that way. But with SoFi's high-yield checkings and savings, the money barely making moves sitting in your savings account can earn over 8 times the national average savings rate with eligible direct deposit. No account or overdraft fees. We love transparency. You can get your paycheck up to 2 days early, plus get up to a $300 welcome bonus when you sign up with eligible direct deposit. Sign up for SoFi checking and savings at SoFi.com/morbid. SoFi checking and savings is offered through SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms apply. This is a paid ad by BetterHelp. I happen to be somebody that struggles with people pleasing. So a lot of times I will build things up and up and up and up and up and then kind of get to the point where I'm like, I need to let this out to this person. Even in 2026, that stigma and just stigma in general can get in the way of a lot of things, like getting support for your mental health. Maybe you've encouraged friends to consider therapy while avoiding taking that first step yourself because you're busy. You're worried about what other people might think, or telling yourself that you should handle this all alone. But therapy with BetterHelp, the world's largest online therapy platform, can be a space to slow down and talk through what's been building before it feels unmanageable. Just take a short questionnaire to identify your needs and preferences, and BetterHelp will handle the initial therapist matching work for you. Their industry-leading match rate means BetterHelp typically gets it right the first time. Feel confident knowing BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully qualified. Don't let hesitation hold you back. Find support with BetterHelp. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/morbid. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/morbid.
Well, Knowlton actually had like close to a 5-hour long closing argument.
Okay, are you just reading it over and over again?
He just wanted to really hammer in there like this lady did it.
5 hours? Isn't
Yeah.
a closing argument supposed to be like a solid few minutes?
No, I think you could. I mean, they're usually pretty long, not 5 hours, but pretty long.
Shit.
He said one of the things he said that really struck me as like kind of brilliant for him to really hammer in there
What he said
was he said, "Isn't it kind of weird that both times Bridget left Lizzie alone, one of her parents ended up murdered?"
it is strange.
He said Bridget went out to wash windows.
Yep.
Abby ends up murdered. Bridget goes upstairs to the 3rd floor to take a nap. Andrew ends up murdered.
Yeah.
Every single time that she left Lizzie alone, boom, one of the parents are dead. So he also pointed out that it was pretty curious that Lizzie said she was in the barn because that happened to be the one place where she wouldn't have been able to see someone enter or exit the home. So she didn't have to lie and say, I saw somebody. She was like, I was in a place where I wouldn't have seen anybody.
Right.
He also pointed out that the story about Abby leaving to see a sick friend, because remember when Andrew came home, he said, "Where's Abby?"
Right.
And Lizzie said she received a note from a sick friend. She's out seeing that sick friend.
Uh-huh.
He said, "That's really weird.
Because they never found a note.
Where's the note? We never found the note. No note is found." And he also said, if a messenger was sent with this note to tell her to come see her sick friend, that's BS because 1, the note isn't there, and 2, where's the sick friend or the messenger to come forward and say, yeah, that did happen?
Right.
Nobody's coming forward and saying this happened. And he's saying, like, why wouldn't somebody come forward and give her story credibility if it was true?
Right.
No one has. Now, there was also the fact that the house is bonkers when it comes to layout. And he said...
that house is wild.
And it's true. He said some random stranger would not have been able to walk through this home unnoticed.
No way.
Without being in this home before.
Right.
Because it's true.
Like, bedrooms are on top of bedrooms.
Bedrooms are like... It's like a nesting doll of a home.
The entire 2nd floor is just bedrooms.
And it's all bedrooms that are just like all on top of each other. You have to walk through other bedrooms to get to other bedrooms.
It's very interesting.
Very odd. So somebody who didn't know this house would not have been able to go through it without
And there's
being
2
noticed.
separate staircases, too.
Exactly. Lizzie's lawyers also knew, like we said, how to play the all-male jury. They had her dressed super fancy. She was wearing black. She was wearing, like, tight corsets. They had her very feminine. And during, according to a Smithsonian article that I read, They had her come into court with fans and holding bouquets of flowers, like they played.
Why would
this
you
shit
hold
up.
a bouquet of flowers to walk in?
Well, because back then,
Oh, yeah.
that's
Duh.
just
1892.
Now, if you walked in with a bouquet of flowers, people would be like, "Oh,
Oh,
that
she
bitch
did
is
it."
crazy." But back then, they were like, "She's just a lady.
She just picked these on the way.
She's just living her feminine life. That's all she's doing. She's just growing flowers.
Everything is nifty.
She's so fragile." Now, just women shit. So one newspaper described her as, quote, quiet, modest, and well-bred.
Well-bred.
Yeah.
That's how I want to be fucking described.
Well-bred.
Yikes.
Another one said that she lacked, quote, Amazonian proportions.
She wasn't tall?
So she could not have wielded that hatchet the way that they are saying she wielded it.
What a way to say someone is short.
Yeah. You do not possess Amazonian proportions, young miss.
Okay.
It's like, appreciate it. Thank you.
You're like, you're a writer, huh?
Now, again, all the jurors were male, and most of them were farmers or blue-collar workers, and most of them had daughters Lizzie's age.
Oh.
Because Fall River, the bustling metropolis that it was, couldn't be used for jury candidates because of, bias, and you usually can't pick from the place where the crime happened.
Yep.
They acquitted her. The jury acquitted her.
Right.
And they did it so quickly that they had to sit around for an hour and twiddle their fucking thumbs to make it look like they actually took time to decide.
Oh, good.
So they didn't take an hour. They took like 4 seconds, and then they just sat around with their thumbs up their asses for an hour to make it look like they actually deliberated.
Perfect.
When the verdict was read, Lizzie fell to her knees and started to sob. Probably because she was like, I got away with that
She
shit.
was like, I never thought this was gonna happen.
She's probably like, these dumb fucks are actually acquitting me.
Or she was probably like, I don't have to go back to that tiny ass cell.
It's
Praise
true.
the God.
Praise the Lord. Now, it's important to remember that in the order that these two people were killed benefited Lizzie greatly. And this is why I believe Lizzie Borden is guilty.
Okay.
This is just something that really strikes me. First of all, why was Abby killed? At all.
Because she didn't like her.
But if it wasn't Lizzie, I mean.
Oh.
You can kind of see, I'm not saying justifying it by any means, but, maybe Andrew wasn't a really liked person. He was a businessman.
Yeah.
Sometimes businessmen
have
can
enemies.
Go awry, and they can have people that are nemesis, of them and want them gone. But Abby? Why would Abby be killed? And why would Abby be killed first?
Right.
Like, that doesn't make sense. And Lizzie was in the fucking house, and so was Bridget. Why weren't all of them killed? If you're gonna kill one, why are you only killing Abby and Andrew? It doesn't make sense.
And where would the killer have hid for like a few hours?
Exactly. Abby was killed first. So all her shit was transferred to Andrew by her will.
Right.
So that makes sense that she was killed if it's Lizzie. Because Lizzie gets rid of Abby. Now all of Abby's assets are immediately transferred by her will to Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
So then Andrew is killed.
Andrew,
I don't know where I just got very fancy.
Andrew is killed.
Some like old-timey spirit just possessed me
Are you
really
like
quick.
hosting a TV show?
Sorry. But then Andrew was killed. And so all of Abby's shit and all of his shit immediately transfers to Emma and Lizzie.
Right.
So it's very beneficial of her to get rid of Abby first.
Right.
Because it transfers just all that shit into her name. And it doesn't make sense for some stranger to do it that way because what the fuck are they getting out of this?
Right.
Nothing.
Nada.
If just Andrew was killed, I could totally buy into the idea that it's some random stranger that...
But if she had killed Andrew, his shit would have gone to Abby.
Exactly. So Abby had to die if it's Lizzie.
Right.
But if it's some random stranger, why?
And Abby was, Lizzie was pissed that Andrew was giving money to Abby's family.
Exactly. So I think they were
and she stopped calling her mother.
She did. She called her Mrs. Borden.
Ooh.
I don't know why we're in the South suddenly, but we
We keep doing that throughout this episode.
Because it feels old-timey.
It does.
It does. Now, Abby had two sisters, Bertie and Priscilla.
Call me Bertie from these days forward.
From this day forward. I think it's important to note in the, just to be transparent and play devil's advocate here, that Emma and Lizzie did give them both money from Abby's estate. So they
Yeah,
didn't
guilty
hold
fucking
everything.
conscious.
I agree, but I'm just putting
Like,
it out
sorry,
there.
I fucking hacked off your sister. Here you
Well,
go.
and they did transfer her estate to them for $1. So
Okay.
they didn't hold back everything from them, but they also didn't give her a ton of it. They inherited a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
Now Emma and Lizzie inherited $500,000 altogether.
Back then,
this is like $10 million.
yeah, that's a lot of fucking money.
It's a lot of dough. Now, soon after this, in September of 1893, Emma and Lizzie moved in together into a giant mansion
On the hill.
that was in the hill, which is where Lizzie especially always wanted to live in the hill.
Because all their family was up there.
And that's the fancy ass part of town. That's where all like the debutantes live. That's where all the parties that you meet your future gentleman caller are. And
Yeah,
it's
Thomas Ravenel.
Oh God, Southern charm, guys. But Thomas Ravenel is terrible.
Horrible.
He's a terrible man. Lizzie named this mansion Maplecroft.
I like that name.
I love that. I just want to name my house. I think we should name my house something very imposing and fancy, like Maplecroft. Spooksville does not sound elegant.
Sure does.
Now, 4 years after her acquittal, she was still getting a little bit in trouble, Lizzie.
Oh.
She was not wiping her slate clean.
What happened?
4 years after, a warrant was issued for her arrest in Providence.
For why?
She was charged with shoplifting.
Oh, sis.
And she had to make restitution.
Girl, you don't need to be shoplifting.
You just got $10 million by bumping off your stepmother and your daddy.
I remember watching like a TV show where she like got in trouble for shoplifting before the murders.
Yeah, so she had some moments.
It's okay.
She had some things going on.
Don't we all?
Now Lizzie finally got to be in the hill and live in that society life she always wanted, because she always just wanted to be a part of this. She wanted to be part of the fancy parties and all that.
Me too.
And I get it. I get it, girl. Your family has tons of money. You want to be in that shit.
Even if you don't have tons of money, I want to be in that shit.
So when they moved into Maplecroft together, she was throwing parties with high society.
Left and right.
She was also partying with theater folk, including actress Nance O'Neill. And apparently theater people back then were considered kind of lowbrow.
Which is interesting.
I know, it's really weird. But I think it kind of made me think of like The Great Gatsby in her like crazy friends.
Oh, yeah.
And it's this like really crazy party.
In the beginning.
But it's like, yeah, so it's like these high society people like hanging with these like, you know, lower brow
Because a lot of
people.
times they just like got fucking shit faced and like did drugs together.
Exactly. And Emma did not love this. In fact, she fucking hated it. She did not like Nance O'Neill.
That would have been you and me.
Right? So Emma was not feeling this whole thing. And they actually had a falling out over this, over the partying, over the kind of people that she was associating with. And she was like, dude, we're on the hill. I want to associate with fucking hill people.
Right. Not hill people.
not hill people, like hills have eyes people, but like
the hill.
Like the hill.
The hills.
The hill in Fall River. Now they actually, and it was basically her relationship with Nance O'Neill was a problem for Emma. And Emma was also kind of weirded out by her relationship with their driver, Joseph Tetrault. She was kind of like, what's going on there?
What a driver.
Don't we all? And in 1905, Emma left Maplecroft. She moved out. And this is crazy. They never spoke or saw each other again. Like
they never spoke again?
Never spoke again.
Oh.
After she moved out, that was it. Like, it was the end of their relationship, which makes me think that something else big made that happen, which maybe Emma found something out and was like, bye, I'm not living with you anymore. And maybe that's why she cut the relationship off, because she might have found something out. And maybe she wasn't ready to give her sister up to the authorities for it, but she wasn't going to be anywhere near her. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I think, at least. But Lizzie fucking loved her lifestyle. She was loving partying with theater people and all that shit. And she ended up owning one of the first vehicles in the neighborhood.
Oh, shit.
And even had her own gas pump at the home.
That's amazing.
And it was put in 1924. And it's still there today and works.
And she had something, the tour guide told us, that like it was like this turnstile where if she like had her car driven into the garage, it would turn it around her entire fucking car around so that when it was ready to be driven again, you could just pull right out.
It was just facing outwards, which is badass.
And very ahead of the time.
Really innovative, because people have that in their house now.
Do
like, that's
they?
a thing. Yeah, that's like a big, like, fancy people.
That is so cool. Like,
Yeah.
you never have to back in anywhere.
Yeah, because you too fancy to back out of your driveway.
I'm always back in places so
You
that
are-
I can pull
'cause
out.
Because you're fancy. Lizzie also really liked traveling. And as she got older,
Yeah.
she would travel to Boston, New York, to all kinds of places. And she actually hired a traveling buddy who was named Trudy
Huh.
and lived in the house with her for a time.
Okay.
Just saying. Trudy. Hello, Trudy.
Hey, girl.
She continued charity work. She still loved doing charity work, but she did it anonymously a lot of the time now because
They
shit
might
was
not
not
have taken
great.
money from her.
Because Lizzie was a pariah. Because even after her acquittal, people were pretty sure that she killed her parents with a hatchet.
Kids would literally come to Maplecroft and sing that awful nursery rhyme outside of her house.
Yes. People would stare, people would whisper. She was shunned by her church,
Oh,
who she had been very much a part of.
she also, remember the tour guide said that she like passed these women on the street who were like her tenants at one of her houses.
Oh, yeah.
And they all turned their heads, but then she got them evicted.
Yeah. She was like, okay, bitch.
You don't want to talk to me?
Yeah, you don't wanna talk
You
to
don't live
me?
there no more.
Well, and these, like Ash said, these kids would, because this nursery rhyme came out in the 1920s, I believe. It was when it came about that,
Oy.
Lizzie Borden had an axe.
Yep.
Gave her mother 40 whacks.
Which
when she
is
saw what she had done, she gave her
inaccurate.
father 41. When that
Inaccurate,
came out,
inaccurate.
these kids would come to Maplecroft and they would sing it outside of Maplecroft, which I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? If you think this bitch hacked 2 people, her fucking parents to death with a fucking
What
hatchet,
do you think is stopping her from hacking you to death?
what the fuck are you doing sitting out there singing that song to her? I'd be like, nope, I'm going to leave that crazy old bat alone and let her live
Yup.
in her house in Maplecroft
Yup.
forever. Well, and then they would also put pins in her doorbell so that it would ring continuously.
Oh, that's horrible.
Isn't that fucked?
Yeah.
Like they would put the pins in and it would just be like ding, 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 ding. So she'd have to come out and like take the pins out to get it to stop ringing in her
Oh,
house.
that would piss me the
Which I'm
fuck
like,
off.
You guys are lucky you did not get hatchets to the face, because
I would have hatcheted
I would
you to
probably
the
hatchet
face.
your face for that.
I would hatchet your face.
like what the fuck? And it's funny.
What the
like what the
fuck?
fuck? And it's funny because we were talking. Actually, I was talking to my mother-in-law about this case recently,
Amazing.
and I was saying how these kids would stand outside of her house, and I was saying like, how fucked is it if she really didn't do this?
Yeah,
and
that
she's
is
really
awful.
innocent. What a life that she that sucks.
Yeah.
And it's funny because my mother-in-law, who is hilarious, was saying, well, you know what I would do if these kids are out there singing this song? I would just like swing a hatchet outside the window or something. Like she's like, I would lean into that shit.
I would too.
I would come to the door like with my hair all crazy, holding a hatchet and just scare the shit out of
Yeah.
kids.
I'd be like, you want to fucking sing at me? I'll give
yeah.
you something to sing
And I was
about.
like, motherfucking same. I would do that.
Hell yeah.
I want to do that now. I would love to be like the neighborhood crazy bitch.
For
Like I would
nobody's
love that.
singing outside of your house. You can't be doing
Oh
that.
God, I hope someone does, because I
No.
will totally lean into that shit.
Don't test Alaina.
I live
She's
in-
just waiting to go
I
crazy.
am. I so am. I'm waiting to be like the creepy old witch of the neighborhood, because I live in like an old creepy
Sweetie,
house.
I don't think you're waiting. I think you are.
I'm ready. I'm ready to get that reputation though.
I think you had. There's about 50 pumpkins on your porch.
sure is.
Yeah, I think you're good.
And
I
it's
think
gonna
you
get
have that.
worse. Like this year, the pumpkins didn't even reach their full potential because I was so
She
busy
was
with
tame.
newborn shit. Just wait, everybody. So, Lizzie died at the age of 66 of pneumonia.
Oh,
That's pretty young.
that is young.
And it was in 1927.
What was that young back then?
Probably
not.
not. But well, in the 20s. That's
60's pretty old.
but 60s. I mean, yeah, well, whatever. Either way, Emma died 9 days later in New Hampshire, I believe.
Which is interesting because she was 9 years older.
Isn't that very weird?
Yeah.
That's strange and spooky and awesome. So Lizzie loved animals. She was a big animal advocate.
She had a Doge.
She had a Doge, and there is a photo in the house of her sitting on the porch of Maplecroft,
Holding her dog.
and she's like, all elderly and shit, and she's sitting in this white gown, and she's holding her Doge, which is a Boston Terrier.
Cute.
And she looks like this like kind old lady, and you're looking at the photo and you're like, I'm pretty sure you fucking hatcheted your parents' faces like a few years earlier. And that
Oh man.
is something that is very hard to reconcile with this photo of you sitting on your porch in a rocking chair like an old lady with a Doge. Like it's, you're looking at the photo like these are not the same people.
Yeah.
And so, and again, if she is innocent, what a fucking terrible rest of your life. I know you got to live in Maplecroft on the hill and all that good stuff, but you were basically isolated.
You're like bullied.
And you were being bullied constantly. And and it's like if she was innocent, then someone murdered her parents.
And she never found out.
And now
who.
she has to hear a song about it.
Yeah.
All the time. Like that's real fucked if that's real. But again, I think she was guilty.
Yeah, I just don't know.
I mean, I will say, like I said, she loved animals, like we were saying. She left $30,000 to the Fall River Animal Rescue League when she died.
Wow, that is a lot of
So
money.
she was even doing, like, she was really into charity work and stuff. So it's like she had these, like, good qualities about her. But fucking, I don't know. And then I did read that on Bridget's deathbed, the maid.
Yeah.
She told her sister that she lied on the stand to protect Lizzie.
Oh, shit.
And she never elaborated or said what she lied about. She just said she wanted to put out there before she died that I lied on the stand to protect her.
Interesting.
So it's like, what did Bridget see?
Yeah.
Because our tour guide told us that, like, Bridget left after these murders and never fucking talked about it again, would not discuss it, was, like, really fucked up about it. I think...
She died pretty young, too, I think.
She did, I think. And I think Bridget saw what happened.
Maybe.
And I think Bridget had to lie. And I think that she lived the rest of her life knowing what happened. And that's probably why she was like, I fucking lied to protect her. I think she saw some shit go down.
Maybe.
I really do think she saw something. And that's why she wouldn't speak about it ever again. Because she was probably super fucked up.
You just have to wonder, like, what makes somebody do something like that?
I think...
That seemed like they were a chill-ass person.
I honestly think it definitely had something to do with money, but I don't think that was the main court press of why this happened. I think something must have been going on.
Listen,
here.
I'm here to tell you that sometimes parents aren't so great.
If
That's
anyone knows,
what I'm
Ash
here
knows.
to tell you.
Ash
so
definitely knows.
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
And maybe that's where Lizzie was.
And
but
that's
she took
why it's good that I moved in with my grandparents.
Exactly.
No, I'm just kidding.
And maybe Lizzie felt like
there was no way out.
This was her way out.
She could have moved in with her grandparents.
I mean, again, there's no justifying this right now.
And the thing is, like, the anger in beating someone in the head with the hatchet alone, you're so pissed.
Oh, yeah.
11 and 18 times or however many blows it was, there is fury behind that.
And they did say that the first blow to Abby Borden was in the front of her face, in her head. And they said obviously it was a hatchet wound. They said someone had to be real close to her to do that.
And there were no defense wounds.
Which means she was standing in front of them.
Yeah.
Which means she probably knew them.
Yeah.
So it could have been Lizzie walking up to her, talking to her, and then whipping out a hatchet and hitting her in the face with it.
Yeah.
That's what I think happened.
And they said that the first blow to Andrew was probably fatal, but then there was like however many more, so.
Well, and then I did read something that said they found a hatchet like a bunch of years after this happened on the roof of one of the neighbors' houses.
Oh, they did.
They found it because one of the kids had was getting a ball off the roof, and there was a hatchet on the roof.
Terrifying.
And they saw this hatchet was all rusted, but they said underneath the rust, they could tell that this was a brand new hatchet.
Oh.
Now, this is important because when they looked at Abby's wounds, they found pieces of, I believe it's called gilt, that is from a new hatchet. So when they looked at these wounds, they were like, oh, this was a brand new hatchet that was used for these wounds because pieces of it came out in her skull.
Ouch.
So they're thinking maybe this hatchet was thrown up on the roof by whoever did it which would make sense if it was Lizzie because she's right there.
Yeah.
She just throws it onto the roof. And maybe it wasn't found until now. And it's like they can't do anything about it. But that was an interesting note to me that like they could have the
It's a
murder
wild
weapon.
case.
It's such a bonkers case.
I will never go back to that house. I can tell you that much.
I loved that house.
I loved the experience that we had there. I'm glad that we did it, but I will not be doing it again.
I loved it. I kind
Alaina's
of want
like,
to.
I'm going back every year.
I kind of want to do it again because it was so fun.
I literally can't feel my entire leg right now.
But what I want to do is I want to go back and I want to rent out the whole house with like a bunch of people.
Well, I hope you all have fun when you do that.
Who's with me?
Not I, sir.
Raise your hand.
Good day, sir.
So that is the story of Lizzie Borden, who had an axe, and in my opinion, gave her fucking parents 40 whacks.
Well, not 40.
No, but close to it.
Well, I am not going to state my opinion, and I hope you all have a good night. So, in the meantime of deciding whether or not Lizzie's guilty, why don't you go ahead and follow us on Instagram at
Morbid Podcast.
hit us up on Twitter.
At a Morbid Podcast. I know a lot of people have been accidentally tweeting at Morbid Podcast, and that is actually the Morbid Curiosity Podcast. And they are really sweet in correcting people and sending them to us. Like, go listen to their podcast.
But maybe just get it right the first time.
Well,
Just kidding. Totally kidding.
but they are Morbid Podcast. We are a Morbid Podcast on Twitter. So just letting you guys know.
You could also join the Facebook group.
Morbid, a true crime podcast. That place is fucking awesome and you need to go join it.
I love it there.
It's great.
Ow. Oh, my whole leg is
Ow.
asleep. Join us in an email.
Yes.
Send us an email is what I meant. My fucking leg hurts so bad.
Join us in Gmail at morbidpodcast@gmail.com.
Donate to that Patreon if you're feeling so inclined. We did just add a new episode. You're welcome.
Patreon.com/morbidpodcast.
We hope you keep listening.
And we hope you
Keep
it
weird. But not so weird that you go to the Lizzie Borden house and you experience all these creepy things and you say, hey, I'm never going back. But then Alaina says, hey, I'm going to throw a party there. Are you going to come? And I say, no, I'm not coming. And then we put this episode out and it's a great episode and don't kill your parents. Bye.
Bye. And for those Patronuses that are waiting for their shout outs, I promise you they're coming back. We just needed to get our shit together for a little while. And we are finally reorganizing ourselves. We just have a lot of Patronuses to get through. We want to make sure we hit everybody, and we want to make sure we hit the oldies, the veterans, you know, the old school original gangsters first. So we are going to be doing our shout outs again. We're hoping we're going to start next week for next week's case. So hang in there, Patronuses. They are coming back, I promise.